Hey YouTube, Burbbilly here. Welcome to my swing pool project video series. This is definitely going to be a series because this is a pretty large scale project. Hey Burbbilly, let me interrupt you there for a second. We're not going to do a series, we're going to do one video. So let's just get right to it. The pool build went pretty good. It took me longer than I thought it was going to take. That guy that was talking to you had no idea what he was in for that week. Oh my sweet Jesus, Lord in heaven. The way this video is going to go is I'm going to cover a couple things right off the top. I'm going to put some tips in throughout and probably do some tips at the end of it so that you can kind of go to that when you're doing your build if you need to. But most of the video is going to be the actual build itself, which was shot high speed, cameras at a couple different angles. There's no audio on that. It's just going to be set with some music in the background so you can view it and hopefully learn something from it for your build. The kit, when you get your pool kit, will come with a direction set. Mine came with one that had like pictures laid out with numbers, steps 1 through whatever it was. Those are very helpful. There's a couple things that I did not agree with. One of them is they tell you to lay out pads in there, and you'll see me do that in the video. In the end, it was a waste of time the way I leveled each pad out and then set the bottom rail. The bottom rail is what the actual metal of the pool goes into, seats into. It interlocks together. It's like these 3 or 4 foot sections that are kind of in gentle arcs, and they set together, and then there's little pads that they clip into that you're going to put like cinder blocks or concrete pads underneath. Unless you have laser levels and you're getting that dead on perfect, I would suggest just trying to get it roughed out. Don't spend a lot of time on it. Build your bottom frame. Set your bottom frame on the pads as you want it, and then go through and level it at that point. Because what ended up happening was I thought I had all my pads perfectly level. We were using strings. When we built the bottom frame and we started putting a level on it, things got out of whack. And then once you adjust one, you're adjusting everything out. So I felt the best way to do that is when it comes to that step, just temp them in, rough it in real quick, and then get your frame built and then level off of that, and I think you'll thank me for that. Also, sand. If you can get a truckload brought in, just have a truckload brought in. You'll see in the video bag after bag after bag after bag of sand showing up in here. And also the type of sand. I did a mix of play sand and some construction sand. You don't want to have anything sharp down there that could cut through the liner, so you really don't want stuff with stones in it. They have a sand type that they list. I've seen other people talk about it, something more of like a construction grade. I ended up doing a mix of a masonry sand that I found at Lowe's, mixed it in with some play sand, and it worked. Another tip that I would say is that when you're doing your pool, you'll see in the video I build a cove out of sand. My cove is held up, so how I did it worked, and I did that mixture of sand, so you can go that route. This is the first year through now. We used this all the end of last year, and I just got the pool going. The cove's in there, and there's no problems with it. It's holding. But it was a lot of work. I didn't know this till after the build. They sell these coves that are basically forms. I think they're like plastic forms or foam forms that you just set in there, and it forms the cove for you, and then you just put your thing over it. The cove is the part that tucks in against the outside wall of the pool. It kind of holds that bottom in place, and it gives it like a ramp there. The water pushes against it that way. You'll see in your paperwork when you're doing it, if you're buying one of these pools and you're going to do the build yourself, highly, highly, highly suggest getting a pre-manufactured cove and going that route to save yourself a lot of aggravation. If you don't really care and you're one of those just can-do kind of people, do it the way I did it. But I think, you'll thank me if you do it the other way. Most nerve-wracking part for me was the liner, because you don't want to screw that up. Just take your time with it. I saw these people that had like sponges for shoes and everything else. You don't have to do that. I did it with bare feet. It came out fine. If you can have extra people, that is huge. You'll see in the video I did this with my wife and 2 little kids. And when you roll that coil out, the coil is the wall, that thing weighs like 250 pounds. That was heavy, and you have to fit it into the slot for the bottom rail. and that takes some doing. So having a couple guys there to help you would be definitely a positive. All right, well, here I am doing a video, and it just started raining, so we're just going to cut to the point here. I'll add tips if I think of stuff. I'll put it into the video. You'll see some stuff pop up. I'll just do some writing, and I might add some stuff at the end. So if you get a chance, make sure you look at the end of it for the tips or tricks or anything like that I come up with to add in there. As always, I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.